Welcome to Puvanur RBIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RBIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are dealing with Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam. The last class we saw three Sarvalagu patterns. Takatimi Takajunu, Tangu Taddin, Taddin Tangu. I also explained you that it's important to observe the paddings for these three sequences. Each are uniquely different, and only if you do the right padding, it sounds well and sounds resonant. It shows the differentiation between the one and the other. So today I'm going to further proceed with Takadin Dimi Din Dimi, Tangu Tathadimi. These two sequences we are going to see today. Before I get into the class, I will start with the Thirukural. The topic what Thiruvalluvar is dealing with is on Pugal, popularity, otherwise called popularity. ஒன்றா உலகத்து உயர்ந்த புகழல்லால் பொன்றாது நிற்பது ஒன்றில். What is the meaning of it? Let's look at it. நெடுநாள் நீடித்து நிலைக்கும் புகழுக்கு ஒப்பான ஒரு பொருளை உலகில் காண்பது மிகவும் அரிதாகும். See, the popularity is the one which is long standing for anyone. And what Thiruvalluvar says is, you can't find a thing which is popular for a long time. That's what he makes. It's a very good comparison. Like we need to earn the popularity, which is very difficult, which doesn't come in a day or two. If you have got to become popular, you need to showcase your talent in a very systemic way, where people recognize it gradually, and then you are accepted as a popular celebrity. So a lot of hard work needs to go into it. That's what he means by that. There's nothing which can be compared to that, and we need to work a long way to get to that state. With this good thought, I'm going to start off with Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam, Takadin Dimi Din Dimi sequence. Takadin Dimi Din Dimi, Takadimi, Takadin Dimi Din Dimi, Takadin Dimi Din Dimi. Only one beat cut from Adi Thalam instead of Takadin Dhimi Din Dhimi, which is a combination of 3, 2 and a 3. You can't dissect that Takadin Dhimi Din Dhimi exactly halfway. You just use a 4-syllabled phrase to fit the third beat. Takadin Dhimi Din Dhimi, Takadimi. That's one way of doing the first 3. Or you can dissect the first 3 into exact 2 halves, as I normally tell you. Takadin Dhimi Din, Takadin Dhimi Din. It is a perfect slice, 2 pieces of cakes of Takadin Dimi Din. Takadin Dimi Din. That is a 6-syllabled phrase. That's what you are doing in Takadin Dimi. That's another way of. Or Takadimi, Takadin Dimi Din Dimi. You prefix Takadimi and play Takadin Dimi Din Dimi later. You can do that way. So meaning, that is one way of doing. Second way of doing. Third way, prefix and do it. You can do either one of these formats. But I prefer doing taka dindimi dindimi taka dimi taka dindimi dindimi tata kita taka din taka dindimi dindimi taka dim taka dindimi dindimi tata kita taka dina. This is the vanilla way of doing the first paragraph. How to reduce? Taka dimi tata kita taka dina. Taka dindimi dindimi tata kita taka dina. So 3, 1 beat and then the phrase, 2 beat and then the phrase. So which becomes a 3-4 combination. And then you play the mora tata kitta taka dinna tam tata kitta taka dinna tam tata kitta taka dinna tam. So end to end it is going to sound like this. Vanilla beat. You have to understand this vanilla. Once when you understand the vanilla, you can do all the gimmicks, all the tricks, any phrase, doing a bigger phrase, everything you can do. So this is the base logic. The next one. Taka dindimi dindimi taka dimi taka dindimi dindimi nangada dindimi dindimi. You are getting into namgada dindimi dindimi, so you show that I'm going to play that as the next one. Then you are going to play the next paragraph. You are fitting a phrase suiting to the sequence. Now for the third beat, it is more appropriate phrase which continues. It doesn't lose the grip of the laya there. So it That is how this sequence you have to play. Like that you have to play. I made a small gap, but don't worry about it. It's only the mora. That's the idea, because it's very, very similar to Adi Thalam. Now let's look at the sequence Thangutatthadimi. Thangutatthadimi we saw in Rupaka Thalam. Thangutatthadimi, Thangutatthadimi. Visra and Misra Chapatalam. Thangutatthadimi, Takadimi, Tattadimi. We saw in Ganda Chapatalam. Thangutatthadimi, Tattadimi, Thangutatthadimi, Tattadimi. Whenever you are learning a pattern or sequence in a specific thala, try to see where all you have seen it before. Then it gives you a good idea. Then it gives you an idea of whether to take it from there and play it here. And that should be your motto. Then when you do this relational study, you will get better ideas than me also. Because it comes to individual capability of thinking, abstract thinking. Now, here it is Tisra Jathi Triputa Thala. So you can play multiple ways. I give 2-3 ideas and I'll go with one idea further. Tangatata dhimi, tangatata dhimi, taka dhimi, tata dhimi, taka kedata, 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 kedata. That is one way of doing it. Now, you can use the Misra Chap idea and plug it into Tisra Jathi Triputa. Misra Chap is 3.5. Tisra Jathi Triputa is 7. So you repeat it twice. Tangatata dhimi, taka dhimi, tata dhimi, tangatata dhimi, taka kedata, kedata, kedata. You can play beautifully a Misra Chap also into this one. Then again, you can play a 5 and a phrase, because Kanda Chap also you know, Tangutata Dimi Tata Dimi, Tangutata Dimi Tata Dimi. So 2.5 makes a 5. If you want to use this idea into this Thala, so you have to figure out, now it's a 7-beat cycle, now you've got this 5, then you have to play a 2-beat phrase, 5 plus 2 is 7. Tangutata dhimi tata dhimi, tangutata dhimi tata dhimi, taka kedada kedada kedada. It still fits in. So I've got 3 ideas. You can play any one of these ideas to embellish it. Now to make it very simple, tangutata dhimi, tangutata dhimi, dhimi tata dhimi, taka kedada kedada kedada. So before you even place the phrase, I normally tell you to play the vanilla part is Tangutata dhimi, tangutata dhimi, taka dhimi tata dhim, dhimi tata dhim. You can use that sequence fully without playing the phrase. Tangutata dhimi tata dhimi, tangutata dhimi tata dhimi, taka dhimi tata dhimi. You can interlude this phrase before you interlude the sequence before you start playing the phrases. So you can play the sequence in different forms to have the sarvalagu intact. 2.5, 2.5 and a 2 you are playing now. Now your next is 1.5, 1.5, 2 and 2. That is another way. Now 1.5, 2, 1.5, 2. Tangutata dim, dimitata dim, tangutata dim, dimitata dim. I am playing only Dimitata Dim, Taka Dimitata Dim, I am pausing the Taka, having it silent. That gives a different effect. Tangutata Dim, Taka Dimitata Dim, Tangutata Dim, Taka Dimitata Dim. That is the complete way of expressing it. If you want to give an aesthetic value to it, how can we do it? Tangutata Dim, Tangutata Dim, Dimitata Dim, Tangutata Dim. Dimitata dim, taka is silent there. That is a continuous playing and then paused way of playing. Now let's take the vanilla and then go forward with the phrases. Tangutata dhimi, tangutata dhimi, taka dhimi tata dhimi, taka kedada kedada kedada. Up to that, you can play Tangatadadimi sequence. So it's exactly the replica of Misra Chapo you can play. You can play Ganda Chapa idea into it, or you can play 1.5, 2 phrases and do it. There are many ways of building this sequence. Once when you have reached this place, and this is the place where you have got to the perfect landing of playing the Kuraipu, Farans, Mora, Korve. I will deal all these in the next class and complete this thala, and then we will have a quick recap of what we have learned in this very short thala, which is not very complicated. It's as simple as Adi Thalam, just one beat chip off from it. Otherwise it's as close as possible to Adi Thalam. But key learning is you need to ensure that you need to slice and then demarcate that you are playing Tisra Jathi Triputa, and you should give an opinion that you are not playing Chatusra Jathi Triputa, you are not playing Adi Thalam. That's the key here, because both are somewhat very similar. So you have to ensure that you clearly convey what you are playing. I will conclude this class with the Thirukural. I'll see you in the next class with a grand completion of this thala with Kuraipu, Farans, Mora and Korve. Nilavare Nilpuhal, Vatrin Polavare Potrada Putel Ulahu. What is the meaning of it? Ulaham Ullavare Puhalodu Valvoniye Mel Ulaham Potri Puhalam. ஞானிகளை ஒரு காலம் அது புகழாது. What does it say? As long as the world exists, whoever is popular, those people will be remembered. And people like saints, they may not be remembered, because the people who have attained popularity, they might have done something to the people by form of charity or something. The jnanis generally know their values, they may not know immediately, but it's a long-standing thing. So the popularity is the one which has come out by over a period of time. So it's a very subtle thing to debate whether those popularity is really to be worth it to be cherished, or is it people's opinion. Like there are many famous cinema stars who have been, got a lot of rasikas, and there are fans for cricketers who have reached greater heights like Sachin Tendulkar, Federer, Roger Federer. In tennis, there are very many people who have attained popular. It doesn't mean what they have done to people, but they are remembered. They have been masked by people all over the world. But there are jnanis. What Thiruvalur says is, jnanis don't get that sort of recognition, but they keep doing their things and walk off. Nobody will look at it. So you have to understand this very subtly, what Thiruvalur is trying to say here, and we have to understand and move in the right direction. So the end of the day, the popularity should be more by doing good deeds and becoming popular. That's the key message here. Signing off. See you in the next class with a grand finish for this thala, Tisra Jathi Triputa Thalam.